Sag, happy June. I've been thinking about you a lot lately. We just had the full moon in Sagittarius and it was remarkable. And the next day I went out and took my dog for a walk, and I live right by the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. And the tide was so low, lowest that I have ever seen, and I was able to explore new depths of that area that I just never get to, and so were so many other people. And it made me really reflect, with the moon and our nature, our emotions, our water, our feelings, our sensitivity, our depth, it just made me reflect on just the sense of going so deep within. Like, there's such a nature of, I'm not explaining this correctly, just give me a sec. Because the tide was so low, it was like the moon just drew all the water, deep into the ocean, right? And it revealed all of these new places that we can explore and see and interact with. And that goes for our internal experience as well. This moon it was like, it's very Sagittarian, like a drawing of the bow, like that tension, that intention, right? And that aim. So essentially, like, I feel like there's this draw, and it's revealed so much of our inner being. And from that, what we do with what we find is the next thing. And I guess that's maybe what we can explore in tarot. But Sagittarius, you do want to get to the truth of the matter, right? You want to pinpoint it. You're aiming your arrow, and you have intention, you have direction, and you have commitment and strength, stamina. It's all within the archetype wisdom, right? So there's just so much that I feel that we're learning about ourselves right now when it comes to our deep, deep nature. And it's reflective. It's like and I feel like what in the last 10 years have you experienced? Because there's just so much completion with the drawing of the bow, right? There's the understanding that there'll be the release of the arrow that shoots off to the target. So like there's just these closings, these closings of cycles with the readiness and the intention and the behind us that are just going to shoot us off into the next chapter of our lives. So what did this moon bring up for you? Like that's kind of what it really made me feel with the moon in Sagittarius, this deep set wisdom, and this treasure finding in the last moments of really big cycles ending for me, and the things that I'm observing and hearing from others as well. And I really feel like 10, like the last market I did and I was reading tarot, every single person got the 10 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. So it's like there's a lot of gratitude, saying of gratitude, reflection on gratitude, awareness on the things that you're grateful for, as well as the places that you would like to jump forward and taste more. There's this gratitude, and then a yearning for more, and the balance between that with the 10 of Wands, with the notion and the understanding where that not everything can come with us in the next chapter. So what's working, what's not, what has come to be, what needs recognition, and like just reflection and be like, okay, you know, maybe there's been some, you know, completions in your job, your life, your, you know, moves, whatever, that you can reflect on, that, you know, those are little moments, little cycles within cycles. In a greater way, the 10 of Wands is like just endings and a decision of what's coming and what's not. So the full moon in Sagittarius really got to the truth of the matter, the heart of the matter. And the bow has been released and we're in the process. The arrow, we are the arrow in this situation. So where are you going? What direction are you aiming for? And on that note, let's get into the cards. I hope that made sense. Okay, what's coming up for Sagittarius in June? Also, just remember to tune into your own intuition with these, right? We're both using our combining our energies. And yeah, you know yourself best. Okay, so the 3 of Pentacles. Building, learning, planning, collaboration. There's a lot that of working together, togetherness in this card. Learning from those that you look up to, that are working towards a common goal that inspires you. Maybe some of you are working on something and you're looking for people to assist you with unique skill sets that are going to align with that direction, so that, you know, because we have to work together. Everybody does things in their own unique way. People have different skills, different tastes, different callings, right? And if you're working on something big, if you're learning something, growing something, building something, you'll find that you'll need other expertises, right? So I sense that there's kind of really looking at like who can help you, what kind of skill sets do you need, and going for it, finding it, seeing something grow more, which is really cool. What else is coming up for Sagittarius? Oh, the Devil card. As we grow things and as we put our minds, our resources, and our time towards things, internal limitations come up that, you know, remind us and well, that encourage us to remind ourselves of the passion, the drive, the goal of the situation. Because I don't know, like, it just feels like little things as you work towards something, as you build something, the little triggers are going to come up. That's like devil energy. Little triggers, little things, ways that, you know, you talk to yourself that are useful and not useful. So like the contrast is where you can kind of lean into that devil energy. When you have like negative thought traps or speak to yourself in a harsh way, and it affects your like progress, that's the devil energy. To really like hone into that and ask yourself why, bring awareness to that, and like shift, try different things, right? Sagittarius, you are an expert at that, of shifting the energy, trying something new. So if you find yourself like they're spiraling or getting confronted with something that is trying to thwart your progress, I know it's frustrating to have to stop and take the time, but that's what kind of the devil energy needs in order to get past that like boundary, that barrier, that blockage. What else? Sagittarius, June. Whoa. Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords. Oops. The Page of Pentacles. We've got the King of Swords. That's cool. We've got a little swords family going on here. And then we've got the Wheel. Oh my gosh, such a beautiful card. And look who has showed up. the Ten of Wands, which is fire energy. So it's your energy, and you know how to work with that best. So well, let's get into this. This is super cool and interesting because I just sense a lot of growth and, in material ways. Like there's a lot of like resource planning, resource maneuvering. Like there's a lot that, like, I mean, going back to what you're building, like there's goals, right, Sagittarius? Those, for those of you who resonate with this, there's goals, there's things that you're doing, that you're working on, that are growing right before your eyes. That's the Three of Pentacles. There's areas where you're feeling connected. These are areas where you're feeling connected with yourself as well. Three of Pentacles is feeling like mind, body, soul, like life, connection, and purpose, and feeling really confident in what you're building, and what you're doing, and what your goals are, and the help, that you're needing. So it's like, I really see in these cards speaking up for what you need, speaking up for what you want, and what you think, and what your goals are, how you're going about getting them, how you're going about using the resources that you have to do what you need to do, right? That's the Page of Pentacles. It's very studious. It's very like investigative. It's very much learning energy. And then we have this Knight of Swords and this King of Swords, which can be, very blunt energy, which is totally a kind of a Sagittarian trait as well. Like sometimes, again, like there's just this notion of speaking the truth, right? And just getting to the heart of the matter. So sometimes, Sag, you can get to the heart of the matter before a lot of others can. And like, so it's something I love about you a lot. So speaking up for what you need, you're clear about how you're going about doing it, and quite swift in exercising your ideas and exercising your intentions. And it's just like, it's very clear communication right now. So I see that externally, there's things that are coming up internally with this Devil card that just will need some time to pause, like take some breaks when you find yourself like, you know, what we just talked about when it comes to that energy. So you have a lot on your plate. And I can see that you're working quite hard. I also see like a certain like frugality in this reading because of where you want to go, where you want to get to, right? What you're building and how that's going to reciprocate abundance to you. Like and then with this wheel and the 10 of Wands, like where what we talked about, the 10 of Wands is an energy of things have come to be now, things have come to an ending, like, and there's freshness and new chapters starting. And we've been, I think, energetically in this like state of limbo for this whole year in a way, like where we're really wrapping up certain things, dotting our I's, crossing our T's to the last 10 years of our experience. So within that, I talked to a lot of people at the markets because everybody got this card. So within this card is a lot of inventory taking. It's a lot of investigation, a lot of reflection on the action you have taken and what the reactions, the fruition, and where it's got to, and how that fits with where you're going now, where you're going next, what you're feeling in this moment. So some things will have to be like That was really fun. What a beautiful chapter. Thank you. Doing the things you need to reflect on that and give thanks to that. Some of it will be needed to be delegated. Some of it is not yours to carry, and that takes, that goes into shadow work and self-care and really taking those times to like cut cords, and call your energy back as well, or give energy back. So this is a card that does require some contemplation and some preparation and some action, because essentially it goes back to the one, which is getting back to yourself, your light, your passion, your desire, your energy, your charisma, your drive, right? And where you want to put that energy next. So imagine, right, you have your bow drawn, bing, it's been released. And in order to release, there's things that are just not coming with you. I know I've said that again and I've said that again, so I don't want to be too redundant, but if this resonates, take that time to think about just how far you've come and where you're going, where you are now, and to recognize like the strength in that moment where you feel yourself and you feel it all, right? And then get to the heart of the matter. Only so much can come in the suitcase. So, because within the last chapter, there's things that are also going to have been sparking passion that you want to bring, that you want to stoke more in the direction you're heading, right? So it's an interesting card. It's coming out for literally everybody. Everybody's wrapping up, dotting their I's, crossing their T's, the last 10 years of their lives, thinking about what they've learned, how they're going to employ that learning moving forward, what is like gone and done, feeling proud of yourself for how far you've come, okay? And so you teach us a lot about that, Sagittarius. This is your card, so thank you for that. And thank you for being such a burning bonfire where we can do that releasing, right? And we all have energies, every zodiac energy in our chart. So wherever Sagittarius falls for you and however this video has found you, like, yeah. Okay. And the wheel, things are just shifting. Things are shifting. Things are changing. How are we riding that shift? How are you riding that flow? Because I sense that you're very much doing that, very much aware of the shift, aware of the flow. You are very tuned in to just the nature of change, constant change and flux, and finding your footing in that. That's another thing that you assist the collective with, Sagittarius. So as things shift, I sense you're, again, dotting your I's, crossing your T's. The devil comes up in those times, right? To remind you of like what you have learned, what you have let go of, and what you are not allowing any more of, both internally and externally, right? So these are like instant replay moments. And I think we've had a reading like that, Sagittarius, where it was like instant replay. So it's like things come up to try and thwart growth when growth has been achieved, is really what I'm trying to say. And you have achieved growth, and you have found, like, within this reading, I sense in the energy, new power to your voice, new clarity to your perspective, and how you express your perspective, and are clear about what it is that you are doing. Like just what it is that you're doing and what it is that you need. Okay. What it is that is growing from that too. Like the arrow is going somewhere absolutely direct. You know exactly what you are aiming for, and it is going to bullseye that, my friends. Keep up the good work. Keep riding the wave of change. Focus on what's coming and what's not. Think about give yourself a pat on the back and just like have that nostalgic moment that this 10 of Wands is all asking us to have. Okay, and like almost have like an internal like lighting or burning ceremony. Like take things to the internal bonfire, Sagittarius, that you are, and release. Okay, what you find here in the devil energy, the things that pop up, thwart, grab them, take them to the internal bonfire. Okay, singe. I just saw a lot of little crisps singeing. Okay, I hope that this was helpful. I love you so much. I'll see you in July.